Hello, everyone. How are you? How was your day? How was your week? I know. But right now, we're going to talk about only the positive and the best parts of our lives, our favorites, even, because we're doing my June favorites. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Zakia. I have a art business. I'm an artist. I'm just like a vibe. How is everyone doing? I hope you're well. Fuck ICE, free Palestine, free Congo. If you're not about that, you can click off. Like, it's not a big deal. I don't need you. Welcome back to Artist Corner. I am going to be doing my monthly favorites for the month of June, and mostly gonna be going over lots of fun stuff I've been doing this month. I actually went outside and put my art out there for the first time in a while, so excited to get into that with you guys. But first, we are going to start with music. I saw Crumb, which is a indie band that I mostly listened to in like 2015-16, but they came to my small town, so I was like, what the hell, I'm gonna pop out. My friend had an extra ticket and she let me go with her, and I was like, what the hell. And I had an amazing time. They're a great, cute band, and I love live music. Live music feels like such a privilege to experience these days. And it's just good to know, like, even in a small town, there's still people in your community that you're more alike than you thought that you would ever talk to. Somebody also gave me bubbles, free bubbles. They just had a little container of bubbles, and they were like, oh yeah, I meant to blow these during the show. And I was like, oh man, that would have been so fun. And then they were like, you could have them. And I said, really? Thank you. And now I have bubbles. Another artist that I've been loving still, this is the second month in a row, DJ Suzy. I've been re-listening to her album because she also came out with a whole remix album of her original album, and it's so fucking good. Another second in a row. Mind you, I'm getting this off of like what I listen to on my app on Spotify. And also, fuck Spotify, I'm working on that. That'll be my next favorite. It's a fucking MP3 player, because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this stuff I'm finding out about these music companies. Anyways, my top artists on Spotify is what I kind of go by for these favorites lists. I will loop the same playlists by season, and if I love it, I love it. Like, don't hate me. Anyways, Khadija Hanafi again. And you can literally listen to any song by them. I'm not even gonna pick a specific, like, I'll put one here. Like, you can like listen to anything, honestly. A new artist that I've been put onto this month is Nourished by Time. I would say my favorite song from them right now is 925. 925. And they're just great. I don't know. I'm still kind of figuring out, like, you know, when you find an artist and you're like, you're a genius, and I want to know how you do what you do. That is how I feel about him. So I haven't really come up with my consensus on his sound, but because it's so diverse yet also poppy, but also not, but also fun, I don't know. I'm still figuring it out, but he's great. 925, great song. Love Nourished by Time. Definitely want to see him when he comes to Philly for sure. Now we're gonna move on to art. Art has been the biggest thing that's happened to me this month. For the past few weeks, or the earlier weeks of June, I've been prepping and drawing and painting and sewing. So yeah, I put my tattoo portfolio on pause that I was working on last month to prep all of these pieces, because I was doing a vending event on the 22nd, and it was a free event that I participated in Philadelphia. And you know, when it comes to vending and the event is free, and I kind of knew going into it that it wasn't going to be super like organized or like, you know, consistent. Like, they're not giving you numbers of who's gonna be there. Like, it's very, very casual. It's very much like we're just setting this up in a park. which is totally fine. I didn't have money for a vending table for like a more credible event anyways, but this was just a great experience that I had. um you know, I have done vending previously, but I've only done it once before, and this is my second time trying to vend in public and talk to people about my work and my paintings. So I'm gonna go over briefly over everything that I was working on. So I wanted to start with some of the clothing. So one of my pieces that I have is a black tank top with pink ribbons and white acrylic paint lace detailing. I bought a bunch of stuff from the thrift store and I decided to upcycle them to make them a bit cuter, a bit more fashionable. I thought that would be a really cute idea, and I had a real hankering for like making clothing this time around rather than emphasizing on my paintings and my illustrations and my jewelry like I did last year. But yeah, this year I got a bunch of stuff from Goodwill and have this really cute black lace short sleeve top, and I added some white stars on both of the tatas for a little party pink ribbon. I just thought it was such a sweet idea. And then I also upcycled a long sleeve shirt and added a cute little cat design, and I also added some lace on the sleeves. And this top was actually really cool because it already had the eyelets to do some corsetting with, so I just took off the black fabric that they had, and then I replaced it with some ribbon, which is a really cute detail to add, and it's very on brand for me. Then I have this pink boat neck 3/4 sleeve t-shirt that I made, and it has a orchid painting that I created on there as well. And I added some cute bow detailing on the neckline and on the sleeves and on the sides. I would say my favorite part of this collection of stuff is the pants. The bottoms that I worked on for this was really fun. Blue jean capris, and I added a little slit on the side of them. My favorite part is the painting on the back of the leg. So on the butt are these two big pink stars, and I hope it, you know, it has a special home for someone one day. Ultimate favorite thing that I've worked on is these pair of Fat Farm jeans. I don't know if you guys saw my previous video, but I mentioned the brand Baby Fat by Kimora Lee Simmons, the wife of Russell Simmons. And Russell Simmons owns Fat Farm, and then through Fat Farm, Kimora Lee made Baby Fat. It's an early 2000s brand, and they came out with really cool jeans as well. So from Fat Farm, Russell Lee's brand, I found these jeans at the thrift store, and I grabbed them in a heartbeat and I painted on them. I knew I had to do something crazy, so I went for a Death Note design. I just thought about, you know, street fashion and anime coming together on these pair of jeans, so I really had fun creating that. I want to let y'all know that I don't know how to sew professionally, and this was just me kind of just doing what I want to do, what I know. I know how to tack, I know how to like do like small stuff, but like I'm not a professional, but I made it anyways. I did it anyways, and that's the energy that you have to have with creative endeavors sometimes. So anyways, yeah. So for these past few weeks, I've been, you know, kind of grinding and watching lots and lots of TLC TV shows and brain rot and stuff while I sew. I watched all of Insecure, and I'm not ashamed of it. Yeah, so those are all the clothes that I made, and everything will be available on my website. So y'all better check out my website. My website's gonna be right here. Make it look pretty. Click on my website, click the link in my bio, guys. Also be sure to subscribe and like this video if you guys enjoy the stuff that I've been showing you. If you guys like what I do, please support. I would really appreciate it, and I love you guys so much. Okay, so now let's keep going on what else I've created for this vending event. So I also started making paintings. So I would paint watercolor onto this paper, let it dry, of course, and that would be my background. And then I did some ink drawings onto them, and then I also added some accents with some white acrylic, let the black and white and then the background color, and just let that pop. And that was really a simple process for me to repeat a few times. So I did that with a few designs, and then I also bought some foil paper to create my own framing for these things. So I know framing is something that can really increase the cost of people supporting artists, because, you know, framing is very expensive, and I'm still kind of DIYing my way to bypass that process. I think that, you know, especially for that event, I wanted my art to be accessible and inexpensive, but still not compromising, you know, quality. And that's still something I'm working on, but for this specific, you know, project, I decided to buy some foil paper, and then I did embossing, which is basically just using a stick that can push an imprint onto the foil into a design, and then you're able to see it on the other side as the design that you drew down. And then through that, I was able to like DIY a way to make a frame out of it. And, you know, maybe I can also post a video about my process with this if you guys are interested in how to make frames without a frame. And I think this is something that a lot of artists should learn how to do, because framing is what? Exactly. And I also had some of my previous jewelry that I've made last year at my booth as well. I also wanted to talk about my setup. So I had a white tent that I borrowed from friends and family. The tent, the chairs, the table. I borrowed everything I could from anyone that I knew. And I had my friend Daniela help me throughout the whole day. It was one of the hottest days of the year so far, and she was an absolute trooper. I also had my other friend Ed help us out too, packing everything up, and it was a full day endeavor. And, you know, grinding for those weeks, creating all of these things, and then just kind of seeing it through really felt good, actually. And I was very excited when the actual day came around, and I was still grateful even at the end of the day. Even if I didn't make that many sales that day, I was still very, you know, grateful for the experience. And you really have to wear a lot of hats as a creative. I'm sure most of you guys understand, you know, supporting yourself but also promoting yourself. And, you know, if you have a vision for like what you want to do, you're very specific about it and in its execution. But I think through knowing what you're not good at and then just working on that will only help you and help you continue to do what you need to do to get to where you want to be. So I feel like this process was challenging, but also very, very important for me to prove to myself that I can do this and that I will keep doing it, and that I can, you know, push for, you know, bigger projects than just finishing a painting. I can vend somewhere and create a poster and a whole setup for people to try on things. But I enjoyed the experience and I'm very grateful for it, and I can't wait to participate more in the future. And along with me finishing and wrapping up that vending event, I decided to post everything that wasn't sold onto my website. So this month, I would say my favorite is my website. I just finished it literally today, and now it is live, and I think it is the cutest thing ever, and it just feels good to have everything kind of organized and accessible and ready for me to send to anyone that would be interested in supporting me or supporting my work. Everything's all there, all in one link, which is very important as an artist. Organization is one of the most important factors into your success. Now we're moving on to YouTube. So I don't really have that much for YouTube. Like I said, I was just watching like TV shows while I was drawing. My first one is Josiah, and they're just like YouTubers that just do dumb stuff. Like there's a video where they go to like McDonald's at 3 a.m.
Do you think that Virgin Mary and her baby Jesus were manifesting frankincense and myrrh from the
What the fuck are you saying?
Cheer. Have you ever seen The Great Gatsby? I'm not killing anybody if I have a gun. If I have a gun, I'm not killing anybody.
Like, they're just doing shenanigans while they go out to eat, and it's just silly, funny, stupid video that makes me laugh when I'm stressed out because my painting fucked up that day. I don't know. So my other favorite is Drew Phillips. He's friends with Josiah and also a part of those videos, but Drew's videos on his own are really funny, like when he tried to marry his cousin.
Recording a video. What is that over there? What? Will you marry me in your Creole model, you manzor?
You bought a ring though, so like, wait, that's like too far of a joke. But like, I'm not like ragging on you.
I know it's fine. Like everything is fine. I'm good. Everybody's good, right? Everybody just smile, have a fun time. Like.
And I'm not going to get into that any further. If you want to know what happens, please watch that video. It is so stupid. It is so funny though. I've seen that video before, but I've been coming back to their like earlier videos from like 2018, 2017. They're just really stupid, and I would say it was the peak of their like YouTuberism, if that's a thing. But if I say it, you know what I'm talking about, so it is a thing now. And then my last favorite for YouTube is Cock2 Twinks. They are a podcast duo, and yes, I did say Cock2 Twinks, not Cock2 Twins. Jade and Ethan, they're from Australia, and I love them so much.
I'm Ethan.
Welcome back to Chopped Hoe Twinks.
What are you doing? You're scaring me. Hey.
Welcome back to Cocktail Twinks. Bitch, this episode, it's gonna be a wild ride, so you better strap. You better strap the fuck in, and you better strap somebody.
Funny, they're slay and brain off, just hanging with the girls, you know, just shooting the shit. And I definitely needed that when I'm in isolation for days at a time working on all of this stuff and I forget what it's like to socialize. Thank you for reminding me what it's like to have friends. I'm not saying that I don't have friends, guys. I do have friends. That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. I have friends and I'm popular and I'm really cool, I swear. For my last section, we're doing philosophy and spirituality, and it's gonna be a short one. I just wanted to make a known that for me, that's something that's resonated with me this month is understanding chemistry versus compatibility. Even though you might, you know, really click with someone, doesn't mean you're always going to be compatible. Those are two different things, and it's easy to confuse the two. Because you think one chemistry must simply mean compatibility, but no, baby. Like, there's layers to this, like onions have layers, and there's layers to connecting with a person. Understanding that distinction and the wisdom to know that difference. That was all for my June favorites. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like and leave a comment down below what you enjoyed that I shared with you today. If you liked anything from my site, please check out my website and let me know what you think of the design of it. I would really appreciate it. If you had any pointers for me, or let me know what I'm doing well. That would be really cool too. So I will see you guys next month, and I really appreciate you checking in with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.